I'll never forget that Jamaican motherfucker that they made me be for a little while. That was a good time. All right, y'all. Well, fucking thank you so much for sticking through with us for the past, amount of time that won't be specified. Bless you, Garrett. Garrett's been making all sorts of noises recently, and I'm over it. All right, so you guys ready? You want to play some D&D? How about that? I'm down to
Garrett used bodily function.
Super effective.
Super effective.
Mika's about to come in here with a full gallon of rum, and I'm just gonna chug it, I think.
I activated my trap card, and I shit my pants.
I play Pot of Greed to draw 3 cards. All right. So, it's a good meme. All right, everybody.
My pants are off, so don't redeem anything related.
Okay, yeah. Everyone save your channel points.
Yeah.
He's getting his cock out. Okay, everybody. So, when last we met, the surviving member. Oh, there's Michaela. Oh my God.
With the I was joking.
Okay. All right. This is great. Great.
I'm watching Wayne's World after this.
We love it. Holy hell. Okay, everybody. When last we met, the surviving members of the Cold Hearts Adventuring Guild had finally sort of docked in the nearby province from their recently ransacked, destroyed, and overturned guild keep. Once led by the very noble, very wise, and very admirable Pendrag of the Cold Hearts, these surviving few have been doing the best they can to recoup and rise back up from the ashes of what their former leader, Pendrag, now known as the Black Dragon, has done to them. After this Black Dragon brought upon his former guild members a calamity of unspeakable proportions, just fiendish humanoid creatures summoned seemingly just by a beckoning by Pendrag to the Chill Hearth Keep, the home of the Cold Hearts Guild, and laying waste to the 100-odd members of what was once considered a beautiful and tight-knit family of sorts. Now, the lone surviving 5 find themselves in the neighboring sort of rival conglomerate, an orcish clan by the name of the White Tusk clan. They've taken residence in their keep recently by overthrowing their leader, the aforementioned Bonebreaker, who is now replaced by our very own Triss, one of the surviving members here of the Cold Hearts. Now, each one of the members of the Cold Hearts following sort of a less than traditional trajectory here in the White Tusk clan, all of them being gifted bone-themed titles, all bringing back up to the wise counsel of the Bonebreaker herself. They've taken up residency here to try their best to figure out what to do next when it comes to their former leader, Pendrag the Black Dragon. While they are getting the lay of the land and making a decision into what they should be doing, they were visited here at this orcish keep by messengers from none other than the Black Dragon himself, and what they call the Ebon Crusade, this legion of a conglomerate that Pendragon seems to be in charge of. This Ebon Crusade is, at least as far as the team seems to know about, is a remnant legion of the personal army of the Lord of all Hell, Zakon. Zakon being one of the ethos gods of Petrichor, this world that we are adventuring in here and now. As ruler of all of the hells, Zakone is a very interesting figure here in the realm of Petrichor. But nevertheless, even legions pale in comparison to the full might of this god. These messengers wanted to speak with the leader of the White Tusk clans, hoping to form an alliance with these orcs and absorb them into the folds of the Ebon Crusade, as the plan, it seems, of Pendrag the Black Dragon is to just use the Ebon Crusade to tear through the countryside of Naladai, the kingdom by which we live in here and now. And to do so, they need to gather more forces. And unfortunately, the messengers, not realizing or really knowing at all that there are any surviving members of the Cold Hearts Guild that Pendrag had once led, do not realize to whom they speak as they attempt to parley with the surviving members of the Cold Hearts, who now have usurped and absorbed themselves into the White Tusk clan. After seemingly getting nowhere in negotiations, they decided, the messengers decided to challenge for the right of the title of Bonebreaker, which is the exact same way that our surviving members attained their titles of Bonebreakers and their leadership here in this Orcish clan, as is customs of the orcs of Naladai. So, where last we left, the group has been preparing to do essentially tag team combat against these two messengers from the Ebon Crusade, of which they have elected Gaxel, the lizard folk paladin, as well as Desperado, the tiefling fighter. So let's talk a little about what you all are doing in order to prepare for this 2-on-2 bout between yourself and these challengers. It seems as though they prepare themselves out into the fields just beyond the Orcish Keep, maybe like about 100 or 200 feet in the outskirts of town, or excuse me, in the outskirts of the keep. It seems as though it's going to be sort of conducted on open field, and you do know that it is customary for the rest of the Orcish clan to sort of gather around in a Fight Club style mob to form a circle around you. But you are the Bonebreaker, so Triss at least, and you are in charge. So you seem to have a few moments or a few minutes to set yourselves up. So why don't you tell me what you'd like to do?
I'm sorry, are you talking to...
I'm talking to all of you.
Okay.
Okay. So are you guys ready?
Yes, totally. I don't foresee this to be very difficult. I'm just gonna have to do some I'm just kind of doing some stretches, just making sure my armor is properly fitted and everything. Just kind of getting myself ready. I have my shield equipped. My lance is on my back. Okay.
Don't forget, and I'll say in your head, don't forget you guys can talk like this.
Oh fuck yeah, that's fucking awesome. I totally forgot.
Remember, we don't know what they are capable of exactly, so. That's true. I do know that they are fiends, if that changes anything.
And they don't know what we're capable of either.
So that's true. We should use that to our advantage.
Good thinking. Element of surprise and whatnot.
Oh, one other thing. Try to leave at least one of them alive if possible. I'd like to ask them some questions.
Sure, for sure. We can definitely do that. Does it matter which one?
Not really.
All right. Cool. Well, you let me know if you pick a favorite or something. Otherwise, I'm just going to do it randomly.
You should probably know that if we leave one alive, you've only got a few moments to make the quick interrogation before they're going to have to be killed. Otherwise, the orcs may not appreciate it. This is a battle to the death, after all.
That's probably true. I did not think about that.
Yeah.
I literally said this like 5 minutes ago, canonically.
Canonically.
Sorry.
Don't think I ever listen to what you say.
I actually go over to Misha and I just like put a hand on his shoulder. I'm like, hey, you're smart, but I command a little bit more presence.
Now that's true. He does. You could say the same damn thing, and I'm sorry, but I would listen to Dash. He's just got some kind of, charisma about him.
The story of my life.
It's not your fault.
At least your wisdom
that's
is
why he's
getting
the
out
bone
there.
speaker.
If that's the way you would like it done, I can oblige. I think that the information they could give us might be more useful than maintaining the opinion of the orcs, but you are the bone breaker after all.
Oh. I say shout a couple questions at him.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
I would also be a little bit surprised if they just freely give you information about
That's true.
the deity that they serve.
Oh,
Gonna have
it
to
wouldn't
do
be
that.
freely.
Well, a lengthy torture session is probably not in the cards, but
Maybe if you can make it look like he's dead.
Oh,
Intriguing.
no, that's not. Mm-hmm.
I'll see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe our,
This is why you're the bone
orcish
breaker.
friend with the staff could possibly, get a few last words out of him afterwards. I don't know what he might
I will.
want to do.
I will also say that I think Sal is Greg. Is that his name?
Greg Steel Twister.
Greg, that's
Yeah.
right.
Is Steel Twister around?
Yeah, Steel Twister is around. He is in the middle of just sort of ushering some of the orcs that are in the courtyard towards the towards the front gates and stuff, and just sort of getting everybody prepared to witness another challenge. Which is,
I
all gather really quickly that this is this is not like normal.
Yeah.
By the way,
unless I'm mistaken, the player, know. Is it fair to say that we would know what spells Steel Twister can use?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm gonna say that we just shot the shit a little bit, and I kind of know what he's capable of.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that Steel Twister can speak to him after they're gone, so I wouldn't worry about preserving their life.
Oh, that could be very useful.
Murder away.
I'm gonna stab him
Have
so
my
good.
sanctions. Or what?
Very well.
Thanks, Bone Breaker. I'm ready.
Nobody ever thanks the Bone Whisperer for knowing what he's talking about.
No. We're
Thank you,
turning
Bone
to the
Whisperer.
Sorry.
Bone Whisper, my success is your success.
Thank you.
My success.
We are a team.
That's what happens when you're the bone breaker.
You flex a little bit, and the sinewy muscle that is there is, there, but the reality is that just the rest of your skin is suctioned so close to your arm that muscle would show up no matter what. But some of the other orcs that do catch you flex around just sort of like puff up their chests, and they're just like, they're happy that their leader is fucking showing some gusto.
As we start going out, I'm going to actually be performing a little bit. Basically, technically, every turn as we start off, I'm going to be doing my counter charm.
Okay.
Which is perform until the end of your next turn. It's just going to keep going. During that time, you and any friendly creatures within 30 feet that can hear you gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Okay.
So like as we're leaving, I'm just like playing a yarting or something. Just like the Ebon Crusade are a bunch of bitches. We'll leave their bodies unburied in ditches. Just like
Very good. The tune, the chorus of the tune sort of catches on, and you hear a couple of the other orcs sort of humming a little bit, and a lot of them don't speak common, so they don't really understand. But a few of them are able to mimic the sounds that are coming out of your mouth. So in very broken common, you hear a little bit of other fellows joining in, and they're actually not too bad. They
Nice.
form a little harmony there too, which is nice.
Ooh. All right. So
I like to think that some of the orcs are wearing like t-shirts that have like, that just say like fuck on them, like you sometimes see like other countries.
It's like
common.
It's like they use common as like a design, so they don't really know what it means. You're just like, it says.
They just know it's common. It's hot.
It's like fish are a fuck.
It's like,
sure,
like,
fuck, yeah.
like random kanji on it. Like, it looks cool. Like,
Hell yeah, dude. We love it. All right, cool. So we've got the counter charm song playing. Did anybody else want to throw? I think mark this, but I believe Matt, last session you had thrown Gift of Alacrity to both of them, right? Okay, cool. So make sure you both remember that.
What does that do again?
It's an extra D8 added to your initiative roll.
Cool.
Sweet.
Okay.
That will
Very
be
good.
Thank you.
All right. At this point, Greg, Steel Twister, approaches you lot, and as he shambles up, he looks over to you, Triss, and says, "It seems as though the orcs are eager to see this challenge met. I have to admit, it is most unusual to have back-to-back challenges like this. But in some of their lifetimes, they are excited that this is the first time they've seen it. The challengers are just beyond the walls, 150 feet or so. Shall I open them and let the clan gather?"
I think we're ready. We're strong. We're ready to fight. Yes. Let's go.
Yes, Bonebreaker. And he shambles over to a couple very large orcs standing near the large iron-bound doors that separate the inside of the courtyard from the outside of the keep. And he moves up, grabs sort of like the chest piece of one of them and pulls them down, whispers something in their ear, and they both turn and push the doors open as the rest of the clan just pours out into the field. And you can see the two challengers just sort of standing outside holding these two banners. One of them much larger than the other one, looking a little bit more stern and prepared, at least on the surface, for whatever skirmish is about to happen. The other one, smaller in stature, seems a little bit less eager to be jumping into this type of experience, but nevertheless, he is called to do what he must for the Ebon Crusade. So the rest of the Orcish clan begins to pour into the field on the outskirts of the keep, and they begin to form a rather large crowd, a rather large circle around these challengers, giving what seems to be about a 50-foot by 50-foot battlefield for our four competitors. So Desperado and Gaxel, you begin to march your way towards the rest of the clan as you can hear this sort of very rhythmic bit of marching going on to the same tempo as the song that Dash seems to continue to play on his. Did you say it was the lute that you were using, Gaxel?
I actually said the yarting.
The yarting, as he continues to play on his yarting. And the clan begins to follow that same tempo as they stomp and march. First, as they gather, and then secondly, as they stand in place, they sort of still stomp to that now slowed tempo that Dash brings it to more of a tension-filled atmosphere here. Desperado and Gaxel, you feel the support of your comrades, both, emotionally and you know, and all that, but also literally, for you can feel the energy coursing through your body from the arcanum that Misha has sort of imbued you with. Is there anything else the two of you specifically would like to do before this challenge occurs?
I'm just chewing on a little piece of grass like a cowboy, just watching and waiting.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking around, just very pleasantly, just kind of taking in the surroundings.
Okay. As you begin to enter this 50-foot by 50-foot battle arena, you stand shoulder to shoulder across from these hobgoblin-esque, fiendish-looking messengers from the Ebon Crusade. And the larger one opens his mouth to speak. And in a very powerful declaration, he says, I, Agamor of the Ebon Crusade, challenge for right of Bonebreaker. Should myself and my partner, Onig the Black, succeed, we shall lead the White Tusk Orcs across this kingdom in the name of the dragon. And the crowd all around them sort of goes silent for a moment. It seems as though they somehow have understood what this individual, Agamol, has said. Even though you all hear common that echoes out of his mouth, it's very obvious that the rest of the White Tusk Orcs somehow understood him.
I will step forward and say, and with a little nudge to Dash, I can't. We accept your challenge. You will see the strength of you will see the strength of the White Tusk Orcs and of Bonebreaker.
So says the Bonebreaker.
And the orcs erupt in just a cacophony of battle screams and chants, and it actually fills you all with just a fucking spark of adrenaline. Everyone can take inspiration from this declaration from your companion, so you all can use a extra d20 roll. You have advantage on essentially one of your next rolls. I will allow you to make. I'll allow you to do this, and you can specify one specific roll any time in the next 10 minutes within this combat, essentially.
Nice.
Cool. Great.
While as this starts to die down, can I also just shout out, your deaths won't even be a footnote in the story of the Bonebreaker.
Hell yeah. Good shit. Give me an intimidation check.
Yeah, you fucking bet, dude. 16.
16. Your additional, for lack of a better term, cutting words, does seem to pierce through the veil of this thick presentation that Agamol seems to be presenting towards this very intimidating picture in front of him of all of these White Tusk Orcs just sort of beginning to like thrash about, and it's really becoming like what feels like the makings of like a black metal mosh pit going on here. And it's actually really intense, and the realization dawns on them that they are simply a thread of culture away from being just mauled by 100 ravening orcs. And that fear does set in a little bit. Agamol, it seems, does shake that off a little bit. However, Onig the Black, it sinks into him a little bit more. And you can see that he quakes at the knees a little bit. And Agamol says, enough talk. Let the challenge begin. And he gets into this like deep sort of position. I would like everyone to roll initiative for me, please.
Oh, I'd love to.
And then we're adding a d8.
You want everyone to roll?
I want everyone to roll, just so I know like in order in case anybody decides to do anything. I'm
Yeah.
assuming that a good amount of you are just going to skip your turns, whatever. But in case you do want to try anything, I want to know.
Yeah, and I want to be able to use my like inspiration, which is a bonus action, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, way to make it about you, Garrett.
It's an example, you fuck.
Did you change your name in D&D Beyond to Bone Shaper Gaxel?
I did, yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I love it.
That rocks.
Okay.
Mostly because I knew I would forget if I didn't write it down somewhere. So
I don't remember what it is at all.
you were
Dash,
Dash,
what'd you get?
I think.
Fuck yeah, I like that. I will write that down.
Dash, what'd you get on your initiative?
9.
Wonderful. Triss?
10.
10. Got it. Gaxel?
20.
Okay. Desperado?
16.
And Misha?
20.
Okay. Then at the top of the initiative, Gaxel, you feel this rush of adrenaline hit you, and as Agamal lowers into his stance, you see an opportunity in front of you. It is your turn. You're at the top of the initiative. Misha, you are on deck.
All right. How far away are the two fiends?
So it's a 50 by 50. You're at one end, they're at the other. So I'll say that they're 40 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm gonna move. I'll move forward so that they are both within 30 feet of me.
Okay, so you move 10 feet forward.
And I'm going to use my. Where is it? My Turn the Faithless ability.
Okay.
So I present my holy symbol, which I think is basically just, I think I have around my neck like little like a very like rough piece of iron that's been like roughly shaped into the shape of a heart.
Okay.
This is my holy symbol. So I present that. Each Fey or Fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a Wisdom saving throw. DC is 15.
Okay, sounds good. Agamal, wisdom saving throw, that is going to be a 12, so that's a failure.
Okay.
And then Oneg is going to be also a 12, so they both fail.
Sweet. So they are both turned for 1 minute or until they take damage.
Okay, and
Sorry.
what does...
On failure, so yeah, each of them is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Okay, so what does turned mean?
That is in. Let me look it up. But
Okay.
it's a status condition basically. It's one of the 5 status conditions. Turned.
I believe they
wait, is
literally
this right?
turn and run.
Basically they. Oh, here we go. A turned creature. Here we go. 1 second.
It's okay, take your time.
Turned. Okay. A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action.
Okay. And what ability is this from? Sorry.
It's just I think it's just one of the base paladin abilities. It's a channel divinity ability.
Oh yeah, it's like turning undead, but it works with infernal creatures too, I think.
It targets specifically Fey or Fiends.
There you go.
Cool. And then, sorry, what's the subclass?
I think it's just it's just one of the base paladins actually. But
So you're using the channel divinity turn undead.
It's called Turn the Faithless, but yes, it's
Okay, got it.
I think it's a basic paladin ability. If it's not, I'm what is it? The Ancients, Oath of Ancients.
Okay, got it. I just need to look something up real quick, because
It's Oath of Ancients.
Okay,
Oath of
it's
Ancients?
the oath. It's the Oath of the Ancients channel divinity. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know.
Okay, cool. So I'm just seeing if one thing is also the same thing as another because they have a little thing.
Ooh.
Real quick.
Hey, Jamie, and or I can ask this inside of Gax's head, but like, what breaks that? Like, if I hit them, does that stop?
Yes. So if they take damage, it will break. So this is why I was saying only attack try to prioritize the ones that are not turned.
Okay, interesting.
We're just gonna let him run away from the fight, huh?
Oh, okay, very interesting. All right, so yeah, no, you loose this power against them, and they are so filled with just awe from your presence that they use their reaction to immediately.
No, I think that they just are turned. So it only really takes effect on they cannot take reactions, and on their turn they will spend their turns basically trying to get away from us.
Okay, sounds good. That is your action. Do you have a bonus action, Gaxel?
I don't think I do.
Okay, then that is the end of your turn. Misha, would you like to do anything?
I'll just take dodge.
Okie dokie. Des, you're up. Triss, you're on deck.
Would it be obvious to me that these guys are turned now? Like, does it show on their faces?
Yeah, certainly. So you've seen Gaxel do this before, so you're familiar with this type of ability that he has. But yeah, he goes through this whole sort of not ritual, but he goes through this whole motion, and this just sort of blinding, like slightly green light emits from his pendant, and they wince at it, and you can see this sort of slight aura wrap around them for a second before it dissipates, and that's usually the indication that they are affected.
Awesome. Then I feel like I don't want to do anything, so I'm just gonna, because I don't want to fuck it up, so I'm just gonna be like, oh, what's the matter? Y'all a little scared? You look like you got a little frightened. Don't worry, take your time.
Demoralize them.
Yeah. All right, Triss, do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna dodge, I guess.
Okay. And Dash, do you want to do anything?
I want to sort of move around the edge of the ring so that I'm as close to the two of them as I can be. If necessary, I would prioritize Des. Sorry, Gaxel, that's my buddy.
Yeah, sorry.
And I would assume that might even be difficult terrain considering all the orcs packed around the edge of the ring.
They are allies, so you can actually move through them freely, I believe.
Dope. Yeah. So my movement every turn, I'm just trying to stay ideally within 30 feet of both of them. If not, I want to be closer to Des.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. I forgot to, and you can tell me no on this if you want to, but I forgot to say I would have wanted to move closer to like Gaxel and sort of be near him.
Sure. I will allow that for this going forward. If you do not remember it on your turn, then we are going to be moving on. But you move 10 feet forward to get next to Gaxel. You guys are both 30 feet away from the opponents. Perfect. Okay. So, hello? Where is this? There it is. Okay. So, spend its turns trying to move away. Great. Cool.
I'm good.
On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Okay. Target creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can. It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. Can't take reactions for its action. It can only use the dash or try to escape from an effect. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, they both turn around and they just rush up 5 feet up to the wall of orcs, and they just start trying to push their way through. And the orcs, I mean, there's a shitload of them, so no. If they can only dash, they get to the wall of orcs. They're sort of, they move up to them, try to push their way through as they're just saying these guttural phrases and seeming to curse a little bit in what seems to be Infernal. Does anyone speak in Infernal?
Me.
Des and Misha, you both hear a lot of just like what would amount to holy shit, get us the fuck out of here, this is fucking stupid.
Racial slurs.
A bunch of racial slurs too. It's crazy. And they're trying their best to push through these orcs, and they simply just can't do it. Because they can only move up 5 feet and they can't dash any forward because they're just stuck. And they can't like use actions besides dash or dodge. They both just sort of back up against it, and they both use the dodge action. They are still turned for a whole minute, but that brings us all the way back up to you, Gaxel.
All right. Do either of them have weapons out?
Yes. They are both holding. Well, the larger one is holding the banner. Actually, no. He dropped the banner trying to turn around to get away, but he's holding what seems to be a very large sword, and then the smaller one is holding like what seems to be like a little quarterstaff that at the end of it has like a little blade. I wouldn't say that it is a javelin or a spear by any means. It's definitely not that. It just seems like he attached a little blade at the end of a quarterstaff.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's what they're holding.
So I'm going to move up to the one with the staff.
Okay.
I'm going to cast a first level wrathful. Oh yeah, it's yeah. I'm gonna cast Wrathful Strike on myself. That's as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to bite him.
Okay. Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, they're taking the dodge action.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? Well, yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll just do that. All right. Bite. Oh dang! I got a 19 on that one. Well, okay. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
Okay.
You move in after sort of imbuing yourself with this righteous power, and you move to bite, but the fear, I shouldn't say that. The holy influence that you have forced upon these two fiends causes Onig the Black to shift out of an abundance of caution. You see that he's ready for whatever you're trying to do, and he shifts out of the way as you lunge forward and snap your very powerful jaws. Little sparks of holy sort of energy erupt out of your fangs as you clamp down.
All right. I get a second attack.
Have fun. Also
with disadvantage, I assume.
You just want to make sure that dodge is. I believe that is the case. It's just until the start of their next turn.
Okay. Well, that time I got a 23 to hit.
With disadvantage?
Yes. I rolled pretty high for both of them.
That definitely hits.
Sweet. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. It's a 21 to hit.
21 hits still, yes.
Cool. All right. So that will trigger the wrathful strike. Action. That basically lasts a minute, but yeah. So I'll roll out my damage here.
Sure.
All right. So we got 4 plus. I'm also going to make this a divine smite. So basically, I spend a spell slot to deal some extra damage, and because they're fiends, there'll be actually more damage.
Amazing. So remember, you cannot spend a spell slot higher than. Oh no, this is smiting. It's different. I'm gonna roll smiting.
Yeah, it's not casting. It's expending a spell slot. Okay.
No problem.
2. 1 second here. This is gonna be some stuff. Okay, let's spend a first level slot. Okay, so that's gonna be find the divine smite. 1d8. So it'll be add 3d8 radiant. Okay, so it's gonna be 4 regular damage from the bite.
Okay.
It will be an additional 1 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then the 3d8. 13 radiant damage.
Okay.
And with the Wrathful Smite, it has to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC is 15.
Okay, that's 8.
Okay, so it is frightened of me until the spell ends, which will be the next minute. It's a concentration spell. As an action, the creature can make a Wisdom check against my spell save DC to steal its resolve and end this spell.
Okay, sounds good. So you this time you chomp down. You anticipate the movement of Onig the Black as he's shifting around. You pierce down into his fiendish hobgoblin hide. You can feel that your teeth themselves do not puncture as much as you want them to, seems as though he only suffers half damage from the actual piercing that you're dealing with your teeth. However,
so he took half of that 1 damage.
he took half of the 2 damage. He suffers.
Was it 2 damage? Okay.
It was 2 from the pierce, 1 from the psychic, and then 13 from the radiant. And as you pierce down into his skin, the radiant energy bursts out of your mouth and erupts around his arm that you bite down on. And it also singes at his mind. But in dealing this damage, you also seem to snap him out of whatever holy influence you had inflicted on him. And you feel a further pulse of your holy might attempt to frighten this fiendish hobgoblin. And unfortunately, it does not seem to penetrate the mind of this creature. Whatever holy influence that you were able to conjure in your very powerful divinity that you were channeling seems to have gone beyond the usual guise that this empowered hobgoblin seems to be the power he seems to be possessing, but it seems as though he is immune to the condition of frightened or the condition of fear, which is what I was looking up earlier. If turn was the same or could be considered the same as fear, but being turned is a separate condition than being frightened. Okay. So yeah, that is going to be the end of your turn, I believe, right? Unless you want to move.
Nope, that's it.
Okay, sounds good. Then that is going to be the end of your turn, Misha. You still dodging?
What I'm going to do is demonstrate that I have taken a piece of paper, a piece of parchment, because I think I probably didn't have a lot of the stuff that I would have kind of tinkered on for a while, but I would have some parchment as a wizard, and I just demonstrate in this moment that I've imbued it through magical tinkering with a 6-second recording of them just being like, "Oh shit, we gotta get out of here."
For sure, absolutely. I love that. Desperado, you're up.
Just so everyone knows, Des does have Gift of the Gods right now.
And what
does
Gift of the Gods do?
So that means your next successful attack automatically crits.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, so I'm just going to say, let's make this quick then. Can I get within melee range and can I hit him with a battle axe?
Which one would you like to hit?
The one that's looking less cowardly. I remember you said one's sort of looking like he wants to chicken out. So the other one.
Agamol! Get him!
So based on your description now, that actually still doesn't tell me anything, because one of them is still small and looked cowardly, but the other one is literally turned by the spell from Gaxel. So do you want to hit the big one or the small one?
That's such a great point. Okay, so the one that Gaxel just bit. I want to hit that one.
Okay, you want to hit the small one. Go for it.
Oh, was that Onig? For some reason I thought...
That was Onig, yes.
Onig, my bad.
It's okay. Just another racial slur that you said in, in Fiendish, but that's fine.
I didn't even use Gift of the Gods. I just rolled and it was a natural 20.
Oh, what a waste of Gift of the Gods.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well.
Double crits.
Double crits, yeah, for sure. Well, that definitely hits. Go ahead and, firstly roll damage. Roll whatever normally you're going to do, and then I need you to roll a d6 on top of that, please.
Okay, so the first
1d6.
Okay, 10 plus 6, so 16.
Okay, so that's going to be half. So, 8. Yes, 8.
Why is it half again?
So I'm not going to go over the things that I've said earlier already. I'm going to be a little bit of a dick about it, but I really want you guys to pay attention. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, all right, come on, everybody.
Totally cool. I am going to hit him now that I've hit him. I'm going to do Unwavering Mark on him.
Okay.
So basically from now on, he doesn't have to, but if he doesn't target me, he's going to get all fucked up. I'm going to extra hit him.
Okay.
And then speaking of which, I have extra attack anyway, so I'm going to hit him again.
Amazing. Did you ever roll that D6 for critting?
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of the 16 that I gave you.
No, so that's a separate situation. That's not part of the damage. Can you just tell me what you got on the D6 die?
6.
6. Oh, amazing. Then we're going to double the damage that you dealt. So instead of dealing half, which was 8, you're going to deal the full damage, which is 6. Well, technically, it would be 10. So, okay, so you're going to deal 10 total damage. So I'll just deal an additional 2. Great. All right, awesome.
Sweet.
You move forward to slash with, which weapon are you using, by the way?
My vicious battle axe.
You were using your vicious battle axe. Okay, so instead of...
What? What's wrong?
So it does 20 damage. It does
20 damage. Jesus Christ. Does it do anything additional, right? Because I feel like on your vicious battle axe, when you crit with it, you deal additional damage, right? Right, Jenna? Did you include that in the damage?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Remember when Jenna was like, let's play Pathfinder, it'll be fine.
Oh my lord.
No. That's not what I said about Pathfinder. Hey, and I didn't expect to crit. It's the thing that's written here. It says when you roll a 20 on your attack roll with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage of the weapon's type.
Amazing. So in total, you're going to be dealing 34 points of damage with this attack.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right. That rocks.
Great. How do you want to do this?
Ooh. Oh shit.
Seriously?
Yeah, you guys. I mean, Gaxel hit him for fucking like 25. You hit him for like 34. They don't have that much health.
That's awesome. I'll just say, look, I'm really sorry about your hubris bringing you down, but this is the way it had to go. And just slice his whole head off.
Yeah, and you do so in a very just in a very calm, nonchalant, like I'm too cool for this manner. You approach the only in physicality cowering Onig the Black, and as you just sort of very gently guide him towards the afterlife, you very quickly swing your vicious battle axe as quickly as you can, and it just cuts straight through his neck and just splits his head off his body as it falls and rolls down onto the ground.
Real quick.
Yes.
Just to make sure we set this precedent, did that use the gift of the gods?
So, yeah.
It probably did.
Yeah. So, yes, it did. There's a 19 and 20 chance that gift of the gods is just going to automatically give you crit, and unfortunately, the 1 in 20 chance that it happened anyway.
That's fine. I just want to make sure. Secondary question. I don't normally do this. I did look at Vicious Battle Axe on Jenna's character sheet, and I did notice I don't think Des speaks common. I see Abyssal, Giant, and Infernal on your character sheet, Jenna.
Come on! It's common.
That was
really
possible.
I think it's just because Jenna's hilarious and doesn't know how to do things on D&D Beyond, so I'm gonna let that slide.
Okay.
I think you get coming automatically, don't you?
That's why
character choice.
I mean, I think you do, but I don't know.
That's weird. All
I
right.
don't know how you did that, Jenna.
They could have changed it to where.
Set up the character sheet.
I would think tieflings get common. Like, that's a weird thing to not have common.
That's half of a. What the fuck? Why would I not?
I don't know.
It might be D&D Beyond change it to be like their additional languages, not just straight known languages. Who knows?
Maybe.
But anyways, we're gonna move on. Okay, great. So you do have oh Jesus Christ, Moxley. You do have a bonus action.
I do have a bonus action. Wait, I didn't use my second attack yet because we got all lost in the math.
No, the second. Oh, that's right. No, you do have a second attack. That's right. Yeah.
I do.
Because the first attack did its job after we finally figured out what you're actually doing.
That's so true. Let me do the same thing again, but to the other one.
You can certainly try. You have to make this attack at disadvantage, however.
Oh,
20,
do
John?
you see? What'd you
Another
say?
natural 20. Very cool.
It's
You have to make
Oh.
You do have to make this attack with disadvantage.
I know. I'll make it again, but holy shit.
Wait, unless you use your inspiration.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
Fuck yeah, let's keep it a
All right, roll. No. You have to roll for a third time.
A third time.
And then we will use the second roll and the third roll because you can't call your inspiration after you.
Well, it's the same result ultimately, so whatever.
That's fair. Whatever. It's a 23. Let's hit it.
3 hits. Go for it.
Let's roll some damage. Let's see. That's 12 damage, I think. It should be 12 damage.
Okay, 12 damage.
I'm trying to check all the things.
From now on, I'm going with whatever you tell me, and I'm not going to try to like figure out what the real thing is unless you tell me it's like 46, and I'm like, all right, so maybe the math is wrong here. But if you tell me it's 6, I'm not going to ask any questions, okay?
I know. It's
12 points of damage. You hack into the side of the now singularly remaining Agamal. And as you crack into his shoulder, he sort of snaps out of this this holy influence that was causing him to attempt to flee the circle. And as he looks into the blade that sunk into his arm a little bit and looks down on the ground and sees and realizes for the first time the decapitated form of his partner, he turns to you, locks eyes with you, and he takes a step forward, causing the blade to shift further into his body, and he gets nose to nose with you.
Oh, hey. It's like that.
Is that the end of your turn, Des?
Yes.
Okay. Triss, you're up. Did you want to do anything?
I'm going to shout, look, they're afraid of our mighty strength, knowing full well nobody can understand me. I'm just going to try and sound like encouraging and intimidating and
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Ooh,
Give it to me with advantage.
Well, I could just use my advantage. But
Well, I'm giving it to you right now, so
it's
you can
free.
do that and you can keep your advantage later.
Persuasion. That's an 18.
18. Once again, the orcish clan members just rally at the sound of your excited voice. Very clearly not having a single fucking clue what you were saying, but just realizing that you're shouting and giving this aggressive call to action. They return your call to action with more shouts of affirmation towards you, and you feel pretty invigorated. Let's I'll keep that in mind. Good stuff. Things might be happening in your favor. Dash, is there anything you wanted to do?
I'm still playing my counter charm just in case.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'm not going to use inspiration this turn. I think you guys got it. So that's I'm just making sure again. I'm moving to make sure I'm within like 30 feet of them. So the counter.
Whoa, you okay? Oh, we lost your mic.
I think Garrett's mic just went out.
Yeah, we lost his mic. Damn, he just exploded. Well, while he figures that out, well, hopefully it didn't fuck up the stream. But
no. It was just.
Oh no, you're good.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
It was just the plug for the soundboard.
Oh,
yeah. So
RIP to the soundboard.
It shouldn't have fucked up anything, but
yeah, all is well.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, that brings us to our homie's turn, Agamal. Now that he's sort of nose to nose with you, Desperado, he grips the hilt of his greatsword even tighter, and with blinding speed, he shifts it towards your side to break the space between you. He's going to make an attack roll.
I am going to use cutting words on this, by the way. So as he's making this swing, I'm just going to shout out, Agamo, you call that a sword? Your wife calls it a dagger.
Amazing. Solid.
And subtract 2 from his roll.
Okay. -2. -2 is going to be a 17 to hit.
That misses.
17 misses, all right. He's going to make a second attack against you as he breaks the space between.
Am I still am I within 5 feet of Deaths?
You are, yes.
I'm going to impose protection, and
Okay.
I still get my reaction after I use a bonus action last turn,
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this will have disadvantage.
Okay. Okay. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Ooh.
With disadvantage, yes, that hits.
That is correct, yes. Moxley, do not. Okay, thank you. Sorry, my cat is freaking out too. I think he sees Freya.
Shoulder cat.
You know what, Sal? I think the Bone Whisperer got a little glimpse of the future and decided to give it a little tweak.
Oh,
Once you roll that die a third time.
A third time reaction from the Time Wizard, fucking Joey Wheeler himself. That's gonna be way worse. That is 16.
That's gonna miss.
God damn you guys. All right, he's gonna use his third attack against you. That's gonna be a natural 20. That doesn't mean anything though, because wait, did I say that I am gonna roll on the crit table for me? No, I'm not doing that.
I
Right?
think you should.
Yeah,
It's
we
up to you,
talked
but I
about
think
that
you
from
should.
Did we? I don't remember. But if we're all in agreement, I'm gonna roll on the critical hit table. Okay.
That seems
I'm gonna roll an additional d6, see what I get. That's a 5, something we haven't gotten yet. Very
I
interesting.
think we've only gotten 6s.
You've only gotten 6s so far. Okay. So firstly, he finally makes contact with you after slashing 2 times with his greatsword. The first time, just sort of seemingly stopping short at the words of your companion Dash as they wash over his face, and he's just sort of realizes like, he said I had a tiny cock. And as he pulls back and says to him, you could see he's thinking this to himself, I don't have a tiny cock. And then he goes to attack again. And as he does, it's like he stops in midair for like a second. It's like his body like kind of jolts for a moment as Gaxel moves in to try to intercept the blow. But as he sort of jolts around, you see out of the corner of your eye, Misha slightly muttering something under his breath as he begins to rub his fingers together on his side, which you have seen this type of reaction before. You sort of get a foresight of, an opening is coming. And as he finally sort of moves forward, you shift out of the way, hoping to get an attack in before he finally twists his blade and slams it against your side. Firstly, you suffer...
He said I have a tiny cock.
You said I have a tiny cock. Firstly, you suffer 12 points of slashing damage as his blade slashes against you. Secondly, I'd like you to please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I will. 21?
21, you save. You only suffer an additional 6 points of slashing damage. And as the blade cuts through your side, you notice as you just sort of like shift a little bit so that the blade licks off of you as he turns his hips and follows through. You notice with that swing, there probably was enough force if you didn't brace yourself correctly or roll properly through that, or if you were less of a hardy and stout body, that he probably could have broken a few ribs with that mighty of a swing. Not knowing what the further repercussions might have been if you did not save against that critical hit. Who knows what might have happened? But you get the sense that was a very very aggressive strike. That will be his 3 attacks for the turn, so that is going to be the end of his turn, and that's going to bring us all the way back up to Gaxel.
Wait, hang on.
Yes.
I just wanna smile at him, and I wanna hellish rebuke him, please.
Okay, you can use your reaction to Hellish Rebuke.
Thank you.
Go for it.
He is a fiend, probably as.
Go ahead and take 14 points of damage.
So I believe I have to make a dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I will do that first.
But if you could have taken damage, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So you said you were gonna take her at her word, actually.
Uh-huh. I will take her at a certain amount of words. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Okay, that is going to be a...
It says here that I win and that we found where Penn is and then we killed him and then we...
And that was it. We're done with the game.
So, that's what it says.
That's going to be an 11 for the save.
That's hilarious. You needed a 12, so you're gonna take the 14 damage.
Got it. He suffers 7 points of fire damage, correct?
Now, hang on.
It's because he's a
I know he
demon,
failed to
use fire
save,
on him.
but because he is a fiend and he has a couple different resistances, just in the same way that you are a tiefling, he is also part devil, so he is going to be resistant to fire damage as well.
Jenna, I basically said that.
Yes. It's hell is from you, and he is from hell. So
Your infernal flames do burn against him. He is not immune to the wrath of hell itself. But unfortunately, he's a little bit more hardy than his companion. Gaxel, what would you like to do?
All right, I'm gonna cast a first level ensnaring strike.
Okay.
Before I move up and bite this dude.
Okay. So you break your concentration on your wrathful smite, right? And then you sort of re-imbue yourself with this new power. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
This is not a disadvantage?
He is no longer dodging.
No longer dodging. Okay, cool.
And remember, you have inspiration. I don't think.
Yeah, let's use. I'll use my inspiration on this attack roll.
Okay, got it. Roll with advantage.
That's one of those nat 20.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage and roll with an additional d6 to see what the effect is.
Okay, so it did that thing where it auto doubled my damage from the because I rolled a nat 20. How do I get to clear that?
Just click it and clear it.
Just click it and then clear it. Okay.
Yeah, like rolling it.
Gotcha. Okay. So, all right. Is there a? Okay. So the damage from the bite is. Oh, I'm going to make this a divine smite as well. I'll use a second level slot for this.
Great.
So, but it's 6 piercing damage from the bite.
Okay, so it'll just be straight 6 because it's reduced to half, but because, well, actually, we don't know what you rolled in the d6 yet, so we're going to say 3 for now because it's straight piercing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, because they're the other crit. It's also, okay, I'll do the divine smite damage now. So that's going to be, I'm spending a second level slot. That's going to be another additional 4d8.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. So that is going to be 22 radiant damage.
Okay. So 25 total.
And with the ensnaring strike, it has to make a strength saving throw, DC 15.
Okay, so roll the...
Or unless, is it large?
He is not a large creature, no.
Okay.
So firstly, please roll the d6 for the crit.
Okay, for the crit?
Because this might matter on the strength saving throw stuff.
Okay, I got a 3.
Oh, you got a 3. Okay, very cool. So he's going to suffer an additional 3 points of damage. So that's going to be a total of 28 points of damage all across the board. However, he needs to make another Constitution save. He's gonna. Oh no, that's a 21. So he's gonna save. So that's okay. But you also realize that should you have hit him maybe a little bit harder, or maybe whatever, or maybe if he was less stout in his body, you probably could have pretty severely crippled him in some way. Anyways, so 28 points of damage across the board, and then he needs to make a what save?
For the ensnaring strike, he makes a strength saving throw, DC 15.
Okay. That is going to be fucking not good. 11, so that's a fail.
Okay. So he is restrained for the duration of the spell. While restrained by the spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns. A creature restrained by the vines or one that can touch the creature can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On success, the target is free.
Okay.
So he's like he's restrained by magical vines that come out.
Great. Sounds good. Is that going to be the end of your turn?
Oh, I actually get a second attack too.
Oh, go for it.
All right. All right. That's a 14 to hit.
14 is going to miss.
Okay. And I'll use a bonus action. I can do a special bite attack with my bonus action.
Go for it. However, you use the bonus action to cast your.
Oh, I did. You're right. Yeah,
so you will not be able to do that.
My bad. My bad.
Okay, no worries.
That's me then.
Okay, sounds good. So that is going to bring us to Misha. If you wanted to do anything extra on your turn, buddy.
I demonstrate that I have made a 6-second recording on a different sheet of parchment of Desperado's line about hubris.
Amazing. I love it.
Misha's inventing Vine over here.
Yeah. Speaking of Desperado, it is your turn.
Amazing. I want to hit him with my axe again.
You can certainly try.
I can try.
You can roll with advantage because he is restrained by Gaxel's
You don't need it.
spell.
I definitely don't, but I'll take it anyway. That's going to be a 24.
24 hits.
Amazing. Let's do some damage. Oh, it's not very much damage. It's 8.
8 points of damage. All right. Yeah, you slash into him once more, and because of the imbued power of your weapon, you do connect fully with that attack. So he winces as blood begins to spurt up from his mouth as he's starting to sustain quite a number of wounds. Okay,
I want
to attack again?
Yeah, I do. I want to get back up in his face like he was in my face earlier and say, now come on, buddy. Your friend's already dead. You really want to drag this out longer? And then I'm going to hit him again.
Okay. Go for it.
16.
16 misses, unfortunately. Did you roll with advantage?
Let me try that again. I didn't.
Okay. I'm gonna no longer help you.
I know, but it's because I wasn't sure if I know he's grappled, but I was like, oh, maybe the advantage only applies the first time.
Sure. So definitely ask me that. So definitely just go. Hey, does this apply to the second one? And then I'll go like this. I'll go. Yeah, they're restrained. You know.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
If you're taking me at my previous word, then it would still be a 16, but if you're not, then it would be a 19.
A 19 does hit, yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Sal.
I missed you, Jenna. I missed you.
I miss you too. Oh, I'm so glad. Let's do 8 more damage.
Okay, 8 more points of damage. He is hanging on. He is hanging on by a thread. You slash into him, and you can see his knee buckle onto the side as the vines still hold him up. But you can see the rest of his body is like torn up, fiendish ichor just erupting out of him. He's barely holding on, even his consciousness. Mostly the vines, his body weight is being held aloft by the ensnaring spell that Gaxel has infused upon him. He has not gone out, but his light is burning very dimly.
I'm not going to do anything else with my turn, but I just want to keep it real sexy. I just want to keep my nose to his nose and keep it this is a very intimate little fight that we're having.
Sexual tension.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, smoochy. Triss.
Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Knowing that they can't understand me, but they like me yelling, I'm going to yell, look at that sexual tension!
Very good. You do hear, like, slightly behind you, a familiar voice of Frank's Skill Twister, and he just kind of, he mumbles under his breath, like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Will they? Won't they? Let's find out.
And he's just kind of like,
we really got to reevaluate this political system, you guys. This election system's not working out so well.
It's working out just fine for me.
I love it. Dash.
You gotta go to first past the post or something. Some of this is not working.
I am going to stop playing for a second in order to cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
And so I sort of yell out, Agamol, you're fighting with the wrong end of the sword. And then Oh yeah, give me a wisdom saving throw. I forgot cantrip.
Okay. That is going to be a 3.
Cool. So yeah, this is gonna hit for.
Okay.
Oh shit. 6.
Why do you have a million dice?
6 total damage. What?
It sounded like you were rolling 30 dice at once.
No, one fell off the desk, so I like grabbed it and kind of alley-ooped it back on.
Nice.
So 6 psychic damage, and then disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay. How do you want to do this?
I wanna yell it, and I just want him to just like look really sad, and just like all he's doing is giving up, and he just sort of like slumps over. I wouldn't use the wrong end of the sword. That's stupid.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And he just mutters this to himself as his body, you see just an eruption of blood from his nose, his eyes, and his ears, and as his head sort of twitches for a moment, as the inside of his mind is torn apart from your words, and his body snaps, and his neck goes limp, and the body sort of falls fully, the weight upon the vines as they hold him aloft. Gaxel, your spell still sort of holding on to the limp corpse that is Agamal, envoy of the Ebon Crusade. Real quick,
I would like to attempt to stabilize him if I can.
Okay, you can certainly try. Go ahead and give me a medicine check. Triss, everything kind of goes silent for a moment after you say this, because his body just goes limp in the vines, and the orcs just sort of like all look around. You get the sense, everybody kind of gets the sense that they all are kind of just like looking at Triss, just like, like a lot of them are just kind of like, they're mumbling to themselves a bit. Triss, you hear again from behind you. Pardon my interruption, Bonebreaker. And he just sort of leans into you and whispers, "It was my assumption that this was a proper challenge, was it not?"
Yes, what did we do wrong? Come on, what did we do wrong? Tell me.
Well, your companion, it seems, was influencing the outcome of this challenge. The clan seems to be confused as to what exactly just happened. The challenger seems to have just sort of keeled over, and again, pardon me, Bonebreaker, but I had noticed, and Dash, with your passive insight, you do notice, like, Steel Twister, as he's talking to Triss, a few times glances over towards you. Steel Twister continues and says, "Again, pardon my, it just seemed to me that your companion had, through arcane means, influenced this, the outcome of the challenge."
My companion
I don't
has
think
a
the
cutting
men.
tongue.
Yes, but words without power do not simply cut a devil, you see. The members of the clan may not be as astute in this, but I could see it clear as day.
At some point during this speech,
you could. I'm sure you could. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I do. Is my tongue still active? Actually, by the way,
Tongues?
Yeah.
In less an hour.
Yeah, I'm happy to have re-upped it at some point.
That's fine. You can re-up it. Yeah, I don't mind that.
You must have, because you were translating for me.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I stand like, oh wait, there's no actual fence or anything, is there? It's just a wall of orcs.
It's a wall.
It's a wall of orcs. Yes.
Okay, cool. I wanna get on top of one of the orcs just to sort of like be above the crowd.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna yell, the coward has given up. Gaxel, take the final strike.
Go ahead and just give me a deception check.
Cool. I'm gonna use my inspiration on this one.
For sure.
Deception. 2.
Yes.
I rolled a 22 and a 21. So.
Okay. Good to know. Gaxel, you hear him. The sort of the clan just sort of looks all at Dash and just sort of expectantly looks over at you, Gaxel, and Triss. Steel Twister just sort of like glances at Dash, looks over at Gaxel, and then looks back up at you, sort of expectantly, like you get the sense that he's just kind of like, hey, what the fuck is going on right now?
Say, do you have a problem?
Make an intimidation check.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm so intimidating. I'm gonna use my advantage.
Okay, you can use your advantage.
My inspiration. I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
Yes.
I could
Very
a
good.
7 and a nat 20.
Very good.
Which plus intimidation 21.
21. So he looks at you.
Does it feel like it succeeds? Because I could roll a d6 to up it if I don't think it's gonna succeed.
He looks at you. And he just sort of sighs. And he says, "Oh, Bonebreaker. No problem at all." And he just sort of lowers his head and he takes a step back.
Now I feel bad.
Oh no, we ruined their perfect political system.
Okay. Gaxel, you hear the call to action.
Was I able? So I got a 10 to try to stabilize him. Do I know if I was?
Yeah,
successful?
you move towards him to just sort of like check up on him to try to like, make sure that, you could probably get these questions in. He's fucking dead as a doornail.
Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Oh, yeah. All the blood
Okay.
that erupted out of his eyes and ears and nose
Okay.
and mouth, it's just, he's gone. For
Gotcha.
sure.
I'm just gonna, in that case, then I'm just gonna, to put on a good show for the crowd, I'm just gonna bite his throat and just like start tearing, just like setting
Amazing.
entrails flying.
Incredible. You do so, and the fucking crowd erupts in just vicious revelry. They fucking love this. This is just the blood begins to spew on some of them close by. Others begin to shift others out of the way so that they can get some of the blood of the victory on them, and they just sort of dance around in the raining ichor that is just being torn and thrown about by your maw. And yeah, the fucking crowd goes wild. Some of the other larger orcs stick their heads in between both of your legs and lift you up into the air and sort of parade you around as the rest of them just fucking dance around and move throughout. Triss and Misha, please give me perception checks.
It's a natural 20 for 21.
God damn it, you guys. Fucking, you're rolling natural 20s out of the goddamn wazoo.
17?
17. Okay. Triss, you do not see whereabouts he has disappeared to, but you very quickly notice that Steel Twister has left your side through this sort of display of affection and raucous cheering and this sort of celebration that is beginning to brew once more. You lose track of Steel Twister, but you do notice that he is gone. Misha, you notice through all of this rabble rousing You see out of the sort of corner of your eye a little bit of movement towards the main large iron-bound doors of the White Tusk Keep, and you see a figure pass through back into the courtyard. You do recognize them as Steel Twister. They seem to have shifted back into the courtyard, disappeared behind the walls.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Cool. The orcs continue to celebrate. Is there anything the rest of you wish to do in this moment, or we can sort of Batman symbol to slightly later as they begin to move this party back into the keep itself?
I just want to get Gaxel and Desperado's autographs on these 2 pieces of paper I enchanted, and then
okay, yeah, absolutely.
Sell them to the highest bidder.
Of course, naturally.
Yeah. I'm not actually expecting any like actual currency, but just like the coolest doodads, whatever I think I can basically trade them for. That's interesting to me.
For sure. Well, let's see if they're willing to even sign the paper, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna go ahead and make them a little, splash them up a bit. I'm gonna cast distort value on each one of them.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah. So as I cast the spell, aside from the autographs, it takes like especially, I'm assuming that Desperado's handwriting is the same as Jenna's, so it's just horrible. So the spell not only like adds some like filigree to the edges and just makes it look really, really beautiful, and but it also changes the Desperado signature from just the worst chicken scratch to this like awesome calligraphy, strong, but graceful nonetheless. And then it's gonna make it appear as though Gaxel's piece of parchment is actually blood splattered.
Amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Good stuff. Yeah, you do so, and you immediately start a bidding war with all of these, like maybe like a dozen different orcs who are just chomping at the bit to try to attain these limited edition collector's item, signed, autographed, blood splattered combat scene memorabilia from this challenge. And very quickly, it turns probably about 30 seconds. You're able to collect a little bit of a reward from this. And it seems as though one of the orcs seems to have like a little stash of, gold that he actually has kept nearby. And he's willing to part with about 20 gold pieces for this. And you're like, hey, you know what? This is probably the best I'm going to get from here. So hold on.
Yeah. I'll take it.
In the revelry, I am going to make sure that the fiends belong. I don't know if they have like packs or anything like that, but if they have any like belongings other than their weapons, I want to make sure those get like recovered by someone.
Okay. Yeah. You have a few lackeys within the White Tusk clan essentially loot their bodies for you. They don't seem to be carrying much on them besides their weapons and armor. However, the larger one does seem to have a sealed scroll, like a sealed scroll case, sort of attached at his hip, that one of them produces for you. The Orcish gentleman that presents it to you mutters something in Orcish that you don't understand, but then sort of touches your arm and then giggles and runs away after he presented this bounty to you.
Thank you. I will make sure I hold on to that scroll.
I also just want to send my familiar just off after Steel Twister. I'm not going to look through their senses or anything, but I just want them to sort of be a shadow, not just making our presence known.
Okay. Just give me an investigation check through your familiar.
Cool. It's 19.
19, very nice. Okay. Good to know. What are the rest of you doing?
I I actually am also going to look for Steel Twister.
You do not notice that he is gone.
No, I'm looking for him.
Oh, go ahead and make a perception check.
Because I recognize that he was suspicious about what happened.
Sure.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Sure. That's a nat 1. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you do a quick glance throughout the crowd, and like the whole fucking clan's out here, and they're going fucking nuts. Between Misha shouting out to try to get a bidding war started for these things, a whole bunch of other shit's going on, and you don't notice Steel Twister anywhere, but he could be anywhere in this crowd.
I'm gonna go ahead and seek out Triss then. Triss, did you happen to see where Stone Twister went?
No, but he didn't seem very happy with how that fight ended.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to find him.
Maybe in his little basement?
Yeah, that's probably the best guess.
Should we grab one of these corpses?
What? Why?
Maybe he can make them talk? Wasn't that our plan originally?
Oh. Feel free, I guess. And I'm gonna go.
Well, I can't hear them, so maybe
Don't let the bard toughen his hands up.
See if Gaxel can.
Gross. Yeah, but I do want to go check his little area. In entering that trapdoor area, though, I am trying to be a little bit stealthy.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Stealthy.
Cool. 16.
16. Yeah, you make your way through the courtyard. It is empty. You do not see him anywhere around here, but you do head over to his little trapdoor, and you do notice as you approach it, it is like slightly ajar. It seems as though it has been slightly left open.
Yeah, no, so like when I find it, I wanted to stealthily check inside. That was what...
Oh, sorry, I thought you were moving through.
No, I don't care if people see me going that way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you crack it open, you do hear it creak a little bit, and you very slowly continue to open it, and you carefully make your way down into the layer below. As you do, you quickly notice that there's very little light down here. There are no like torch sconces or anything like that. It's very dark. Do you have dark vision?
I don't.
Okay.
Great.
As you begin to maneuver through, well, he is a human. As you begin to maneuver through downwards, probably about 20 feet below, you finally feel your feet hit the earth below, and it feels, sturdy and smooth. It feels like these were probably natural tunnels beneath this keep. However, as you sort of touch the side of the walls, it is pitch black down here at this point as you've made your way through. You cannot see in front of you.
Fuck. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go back upstairs. I'm going to light a torch.
Okay.
And then very quickly cast Detect Thoughts and move back downstairs. This time more obviously. I'm not bothering with stealth. I have a torch.
Okay. Can you just give me a quick reading of Detect Thoughts, please?
Sure. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature... Do you need more?
Keep going. No, keep going.
If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. And if I do that, they'll notice. I'll have to pass it with the target will have to make a wisdom saving throw. There's a lot there. Most of that doesn't matter. I don't intend to probe too deep. So
sounds good. This time you make your way through. Fully alight, you're able to see your way through this tunnel below, and you can see it as a narrow path. You probably, if you had the full group with you, you would probably have to maneuver through this one by one in a single file manner. As you do, you pass through about maybe 30 feet in front of you until the torchlight pours into a center chamber. And as you do make your way forward through the crackling of the firelight, you do hear a little bit of shifting around until it suddenly stops as the light begins to pour into the chamber room in front of you. You can glance a little bit into the room from here. You're about maybe 10 feet from the threshold, but the light itself is poured in now, and that shifting around has ceased. And sort of the air in the room has gone silent, and you can hear the crackling of the firelight from the torch. And the interior of this chamber at the end of this little hallway underground, you do see it. It's a very crude representation of what, and you've seen stuff like this before. You know, you've been to the High-Wraith Academy before. You've seen wizard sanctums and stuff. This is like a very ramshackle sort of representation of an arcane practitioner. Steel Twister is a practitioner of the arcane, even though he might not have, you know, the most access to different kinds of wealth that can produce a more elegant setting that you're used to for these types of casters and whatnot. This is a very crude, bare bones, earthen representation of what would essentially be an orcish sorcerer's domain. It is not too big of a room as far as you can tell, but there are baubles hanging, bits of skeletons and different structures and stuff from the ceiling. There are beakers. There's a tiny little fire pit in the middle of the room that seems to be just crackling with the remnants of what probably was a lit fire at the time and then suddenly snuffed out. Tapestries against the walls and paintings on the walls and different things like that. But as I've said, that little bit of movement that you did hear ceases once the light pierces through into the chamber. What would you like to do?
I don't see him.
You don't see him yet. You can fully enter the chamber if you'd like.
Okay. I will go ahead and fully enter the chamber. And I'll announce myself even.
Okay. What do you say?
Steel Twister, are you there?
Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Of course. 14.
14. Okay. You look around, and you get a better understanding of the space of this room. It is probably only, it's not that big at all. It's probably only 20 feet by 20 feet. There is a sort of a very beaten up wardrobe that seems to have been probably just fucking like not tore down here, but like really clumsily brought down here and like shoved up against the side of the wall. It definitely does not seem to be an orcish made wardrobe. This is probably a repurposed thing, just as the entirety of this keep has been repurposed. And you look around, I mean, there's a workbench with a bunch of different beakers and scrollings and orcish and stuff like that on it. Like I said, tapestries on the walls and all that. And that crackling fire pit that is just sort of a bit of embers now, as it seems to have been put out. You don't see Steel Twister anywhere.
I'm going to kind of make my way towards the center of the room. Steel Twister, if you don't show yourself right now, I'll destroy everything in this fucking room.
Make an intimidation check.
Absolutely. Fuck, 11?
11. You mutter this with all seriousness, fully prepared to just start destroying the room. And you wait a moment. And you just hear the crackle of the embers in the fire pit sort of interspace between the crackling of the torchlight that you hold aloft in your hand.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and start. The components for Thunderwave are verbal and somatic.
Yes.
I am going to cast this slowly, if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Sure.
While you begin to cast it slowly, is there anything else that you'd like to try to do?
I can't say anything else. I'm already moving. Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Okay. Let me something real quick.
I am making a show of this. I'm not chanting quietly, even exaggerated movements.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Give me another intimidation check.
You bet.
The DC will be much different this time.
So that's a nat 20 for 29.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay, interesting. So you do this. You do hear, sort of as you're beginning to conjure this spell, very clearly making it obvious what you are attempting to cast, and fulfilling this threat, or at least making it appear as though you were going to. And whereas before you heard nothing, you heard the stillness of the room and you didn't see anything, you do hear from behind you footfalls, heavy and rushed, moving away from you through the hallway.
I stop my spell and I immediately cast Fairy Fire on the hallway.
Okay.
It has
You
a
turn-
60-foot range and a 20-foot cube. Just
Okay, go ahead and fully read for me, Fairy Fire, please.
Okay. It's going to take a dex saving throw if he's in it, but each
Okay.
object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. It's blue for me. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has the advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Got it. This is if they fail the saving throw.
This is if they fail the saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to roll. What's the DC?
16.
16. Very nice.
And if you'll allow me,
dexterity.
I would like to use my cutting words. And because you know what? It's creature I can see. Never mind, I can't do that.
Okay, no worries. Dexterity save that is only going to be a 7, so he fails.
Yep.
As you loose the Fairy Fire into the hallway, it just paints the ceiling, the walls, and the floor with this blue burst of arcanic power. And as it does, it lines all of the walls and the ceiling and the floor of the tunnel with these different runic designs as they just sort of alight. Kind of really think like a fluorescent, almost like a fluorescent forest of just all of these glowing fungi that erupt out of nowhere and just sort of reveal the reality of the tunnel before you as the form of the form of the true name, Greg Steel Twister, out in front of you, sort of with his back towards you, looking over his shoulder as his eyes go wide as he realizes now you can see him as he's running away. You can see he's holding like quite a number of things in like a rucksack, like in his arms, as he's just rushing out of the tunnel. As like I said, his eyes go wide as he looks over his shoulder, seeing you after loosing the spell. What would you like to do?
I'm going to just walk towards him.
He's still running.
Oh,
he
he's
didn't
still
stop.
running. Oh, okay.
Yes, sorry. He's still
Right,
running towards
gotcha.
the exit. He's probably only 10 feet away from you. He's like halfway through the hallway, so he's continuing to make his way through.
Good. Okay.
Yes, Tris? Did you want to say something?
Well, I will say that I was going to get Gaxel to get a body to go bring to this basement area. So just
Okay.
putting that
You
out there.
begin to do this. You begin to start that chain of events.
Yes. Just wanted
Okay.
to get that chain of events rolling.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. I believe. Let me make sure. Okay. Detect Thoughts was concentration, so if that was going to still be up, it's gone now.
Okay.
I'm just going to start running after him. Where are you going, Steel Twister? Something the
Okay.
matter?
You begin running after him. He begins to. Let me see what he's going to do. as he begins to continue running towards the opened trapdoor and the ladder that leads up it, he reaches into that rucksack and he pulls out a little feather and he begins to mutter an incantation as he's running away from you.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and counterspell that. Actually,
you're gonna use your reaction to counterspell at what level?
I'm gonna go with the 3rd level.
3rd level. You snap your fingers, and as he mutters the incantation, it dissipates, and you successfully loose whatever spell he was going to cast. I'm gonna have us roll initiative right now. Now that we've had a successful sort of back and forth, real quick, just so we can keep a progressive sort of idea of like, oh, hey,
Sure.
It's his turn, it's your turn, blah blah blah. So let me know what you get.
All of us?
No,
Or
just
okay. Gotcha.
just Dash.
That'll be an 18.
Okay, 18. Okay. Okay, great. So, at the top of the initiative, after you use your reaction to counterspell whatever old Greg was attempting to cast, you can see his frustration begin to mount once again as he's going to use his movement to get up to the ladder once again, and he's going to try again to mutter the same incantation with the feather again to try to cast the spell one more time.
Fuck, I hate to do this. All right, I'll go ahead and counterspell it again.
Okay, you'll counterspell it again at the 3rd level again, I'm assuming?
Actually, the 4th level.
The 4th level this time.
Yeah.
This time you counterspell, and without a doubt, you snap your fingers, and again, the spell looses out and just dissipates as you can see the frustration begin to mount on his face. He is going to just attempt to start climbing the ladder now. He does so at what seems to be a slower pace because of his encumbered arms with what he's trying to carry. But that is going to be let me see. Yeah, that's going to be the end of his turn. So Dash, you're up.
Cool. I'm running after him, obviously.
Okay.
How far behind him do I end up when I'm without using my dash?
You can use your full movement to, let's see, you were in the middle of the sanctum. So that takes no, you can get right up. Your speed is 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get right up to him.
Go.
He's like he begins to climb the ladder, so you can get up to the bottom of the ladder and you can get 5 feet on the ladder, which is 5 feet on the ladder is right up to him. Like you're within melee if you get 5 feet on the ladder.
I'll get 5 feet on the ladder. Fuck it.
You climb up on the ladder.
I wish I had a coin to toss. Fuck it. I bet I'm a little stronger than him. I'm gonna try to grab his leg and like pull him off the ladder.
Okay. Are you gonna do a grapple check?
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Is it my athletics?
It is your athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah. Fuck. 9.
That's gonna be a. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on. That's gonna be an 18 for him.
Shit. Okay.
I rolled really well for him. I just the modifier is low.
To.
Yeah. You reach up to grab his ankle, and he actually he's you can tell, like, as you grab him, you can feel the adrenaline coursing through his body as he's like desperately climbing up this ladder to get away from you. And his leg slips through your grip as you attempt to hold on to him. Unfortunately, unsuccessfully. That is your action.
Yep. I don't really have a bonus action that I want or can use, so I'm going to go ahead and call that good.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so Steel Twister is going to look down at you, and he cannot do what he really wants to do because you've counterspelled him twice.
Can't use any somatic components, bitch. You're on a ladder.
Yes. So he's just gonna try to climb and get away from you. You can make an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I don't actually have any weapons, so I guess I'll just try to punch him.
You gonna try to punch him? Yeah, go for it.
Why not? Fuck it. I can't grapple in an attack.
That's what's funny.
Yeah.
No fucking way. You guys, this is insane.
I can only do 1 damage.
Dude, that's so funny.
Okay.
Roll a d6.
But you roll the crit table.
Yeah, absolutely. For a 3.
For a 3, okay. He's gonna. That's so funny. You're gonna deal an additional 3 damage, so you deal 4 total points of damage as you slug him into the kidney. Or actually, you just fucking kidney punch him from behind really hard. He's going to make a very easily.
No.
He's gonna fail his Constitution saving throw, of which the DC was 5 because the damage you rolled was. I mean, you don't roll damage; it's just a single point.
Oh my gosh.
So he's gonna fail. And as you punch him in the kidney, you hit him so perfectly in this organ that he sort of crumples a little bit. So he gains a point of exhaustion. So everything, I believe it's essentially the first point of exhaustion is he just makes all ability checks
at a disadvantage.
Let me just double check to make sure that it's not also saving throws.
I want to say saving throws is like 3rd level.
Yeah. Come on. Exhaustion. Disadvantage on all ability checks. Yeah, so you fucking kidney punch him, and you can see he just like buckles horribly. And he has disadvantage on all ability checks now.
Nice.
Amazing. All right, well, that is your reaction to him attempting to move away from you. He can still move away from you. He's going to do so through what would be considered difficult terrain. So he has 30 feet of movement, but the rest of the ladder is only an additional 10 feet, so he's able to climb out of it and have 5 feet of additional movement outside. So he does so. He gets out of the tunnel. As he gets out, though, you see the trapdoor shut on top of you.
Bitch.
That is going to be the end of his turn. Triss and Gaxel, at this point, you're in the process of gathering up the bodies and beginning to sort of move away from the shouting and chanting orcs who now at this point have fully put their attention on Desperado now that Gaxel is like moving away from all of them and just throwing Desperado into the air, like just celebrating them and going crazy. But you begin to head towards the keep itself. Dash, it is your turn.
Cool. Am I still mentally connected to everyone? I don't remember if that was true or not.
I believe I don't remember who I did not include.
It was you, Gaxel, Des, and
yes.
It would have been me or Misha.
I think because you had the tongues up, didn't you, Garrett? So I think it may have been.
I was excluded.
Boom.
Yes. That's what I thought, but so that is, let me look at it real quick. I think it's within a mile. Within a mile.
Okay.
Of each other.
As I'm following after him, I do shout out to all 3 of them. Steel Twister is defecting. He just got out the trapdoor.
Assuming I'm carrying the body, I will immediately drop it and dash where I think the trapdoor is.
Okay.
Great. I'd like to stop crowd surfing and do the same thing.
You can certainly try. Probably take you a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Good to know. Misha, is there anything you're doing?
I don't know. I'm probably just chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
I'm just shooting shit with the orcs.
Yeah, for sure. Triss, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna pause for a second and panic and then chase after Gaxel.
Okay, gotcha. Sounds good. And then Dash, did you want to use the
pace?
Did you want to use the rest of your movement to get up to the trapdoor?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get out.
Okay. You move up to the trapdoor, and you go to put your hand on it, and you can feel that there's some sort of like a weight on top of it.
Ah, that bastard. I fucking knew it, though.
Okay.
I haven't used an action yet, have I?
You have not.
Cool. Is that Fairy Fire still up? It's a minute.
It would be. Yeah, it would be.
All right, I won't do anything with that then yet. Let's see if this does anything. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
God.
For sure.
It might bounce back at me, but that's okay. It's a 15-foot cube.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to like loop my hand around and do the somatic bits.
That's fine.
But yeah, do you want me to just roll for that? The damage it does?
Can you just fully read it to me real quick?
Cool. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. In addition, unsecured objects, that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom, audible out to 300 feet.
Okay, for sure. You begin to conjure the spell, and you feel the thunder energy coalesce in your hand, and you loose it out against the trapdoor in front of you. I will roll Constitution saving throw. That is going to be a 18.
Okay, so he would, if there was something there, it would take half damage of 7 and wouldn't be pushed away.
Okay. So you loose the spell, and you feel like you see the trapdoor buckle and shift upwards before it slams back shut. Like, so you can tell that it is not like
locked.
It's not locked down. There is a weight on top of it, and you feel the spell connect. Like you do feel the spell connect with something.
Oh wait,
but the weight.
DJ Fury says something important, which makes me want to reflavor this a little bit.
Okay.
I do yell "Thunderstruck" and press my hand against.
Oh,
the
of course, classic. Yes,
Thunderstruck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't change anything.
It makes it way more badass. It makes me way happier, so that's very cool. However, it does only buckle the It only buckles the trapdoor. You do feel the spell, and you do hear after the thunderous thoom echoes across, you all hear this just explosion of energy just erupt out of it. It legitimately sounds like a thundercrack emanating from inside the keep. Dash, you do hear after that sound settles. Fuck. Above you.
If you'll allow me to say more to him, I absolutely will.
Yeah, whatever you'd like.
Mm-hmm. They're all coming, Steel Twister. You can either surrender and be useful or die.
You hear, and you see a shift in the trapdoor above you.
Oh, I'll push it open.
You push it open, and it, as you stick your head out and you look around, give me a perception check.
Absolutely. I can't tell. 13. I've been rolling shit.
13.
Perception checks.
You look around, and you immediately see, in full sprint, just determined, Gaxel heading directly towards you, with Triss directly behind him as you look around and try to search for Org Steel Twister, and you do not see him anywhere in the courtyard. Triss and Gaxel, as you begin to approach, you see a trapdoor pop open from its familiar spot, and Dash's head pop up as he looks around and immediately notices you, and his eyes sort of go a little wide. You do not see Steel Twister anywhere.
Do I feel that the Fairy Fire spell is still up?
In that area?
I mean, it's a concentration spell, so I imagine I would feel if it.
Yeah. It's just the concentration spell is still there. It is only contained in that area, correct?
It's each object in a 20-foot cube within your range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light of your choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius.
I think that he would still be very fired if he left that area, though. Wouldn't he?
Sure.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I would think so.
It doesn't say otherwise, so yeah, that's the case. Fairy Fire is still up, yes.
Dope. Okay. Sure. I see them approaching, and I just say, he can't have gone far. He was fairy fired. He was invisible, but he should still be fairy fired.
I will. Where are the exits from this area? Apart from where we
They
came
are.
from?
Yeah. So there are a couple smaller exits that are towards the back of the keep. Number one, there is one like directly next to you. There's a smaller sort of set of doors that lead outward that are sort of, they're not necessarily ever locked because they're kind of broken and the orcs never bothered to fix them. But there's one directly next to you, probably about 10 feet away. And then there's another exit. That's fine. There's another exit, further on the west side as well.
What's the ground here like? Are there any footprints?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation, not survival?
Investigation.
Okay, fair enough. 7.
7. You look around. It is, for the most part, pretty dusty earth. The orcs spend a lot of time in the courtyard, and there are many footprints all over this area. Because there was just about 100 orcs gathered in here, not even more than a minute ago.
He's very fired. He should have some sort of like an outline, right?
Yeah, he would.
Can I look around to see if I see that?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I will do so. That is sorry.
It's okay.
If I see that there's no tracks that I can really follow, then I'll just run to one of the possible exits and see if he.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You quickly look around as Gaxel begins to dash towards the slightly broken doors about 10 feet away from you all, and just sort of batters through them and looks out into the distance beyond. You look about the courtyard, and you don't really see much of anything else. At this point, Desperado does break the threshold into the courtyard itself and sees you looking around. Dash sort of also looking around. As Desperado, you notice Gaxel just burst through a couple doors to the outside of the keep, not far away from them.
So do I get the feeling that I have an ability called Psi Bolstered Knack. So if I fail an ability check using a skill or tool in which I have proficiency, which I do for perception,
okay,
I can add a d6. Do I think that I failed that? Or I guess it's your call. Should I?
Yeah, that's fine. So I would say that you did not fail the check. Rather, you successfully deduced that Steel Twister is not here.
It's fucking gone. That bitch is gone. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't see him.
Gaxel, make a perception check for me. Five. Yeah, you look out into the distance, and I mean it's pretty open land from here for quite a distance. You would be able to see nearly anyone, no matter how small, especially if they were afflicted with fairy fire. For a great distance, you don't see anybody out here.
Okay, I'll double back to the courtyard.
Okay.
Was that the only? I'm sorry. I know you just told me, but was there another exit that he could have gone based on what I saw?
I mean, hypothetically, he could have gone to the other exits, but this was the one about 10 feet away.
Okay. I'll basically, I'm just gonna kind of I'll go back to the courtyard. I'll kind of check each other possible way you could have gone and see if there's any sign of him.
Okay, you begin to do that. What are the rest of you doing?
I'll just go and catch up with Dash and Triss and say, so what is going on? I'm sorry, I was being crowd surfed a moment ago. I've missed the entire thing.
No, I'm sorry to take you from that. Steel Twister has taken some of his magical items and skedaddled, as far as I can tell.
He was
Like magically skedaddled, like he disappeared through a portal or something?
Unfortunately,
so.
he was sitting on that trapdoor that I was under when he fully disappeared, so I don't quite know. He was invisible and fairy fired, but I suppose...
I imagine he must have just poofed himself away, right? It's the only thing I can think of. Because you would have called him if he was running.
Well, I punched him real good in the kidney anyway.
That's my best friend. Nice job. Well, gee, I don't know what we do next then. Are we still in charge? We won, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
The only person who had any issue with the way we won was Steel Twister. It's unfortunate he was a good resource, but at least he fled instead of trying to fight it.
William might have noticed something.
Yeah, what's William gonna do about it?
May have not threatened, Steel Twister in common. So.
Fair. Okay. Respect. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, it worked out so well for us.
Well, but I think it shows a lot of moxie. I think that's important. That's a good quality for a leader to have. I'm glad you did.
Thanks. That means a lot.
Well, good. And in either case, who needs Steel Twister? We're fine. What are we worried about? If he's gone, we can go raid his little magic basement and take his nerd shit or whatever.
Well, he did have it was hard to say exactly what it was, because like I said, he was invisible and just fairy fired. He did have a case of some stuff, so the best stuff is probably gone. But
who knows what he left behind?
Misha, if you want to check out his nerd shit, feel free.
Oh, I don't even think I'm here.
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Might be. Misha might want to check out his nerd shit.
You sort of look out towards the outside, Dash, just so to see where Misha is, and you can see now that he's the literal only one left of all of you with all the orcs, he is now crowd surfing with all the orcs, and they're just fucking going nuts. They're looking for any reason to continue partying.
At one point, they throw me up in the air, and I use my ability to stop time on myself while I'm in the air.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure.
Nice.
For sure. And they actually get a little they get concerned for a second. They're just like, until you do,
it's one of those
fall back down.
Yeah, I think it's one of those moments where like somebody's like at a rager and they like they do the keg stand for like 30 fucking seconds and then they're like. And then they're like, yeah. It's basically just that. Like, I freeze in time, and then I'm like, no, it's good, and they all freak out.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Gaxel at this point also returns back into the courtyard after you. There, he's nowhere to be found.
Couldn't track where he went. What happened?
So I went down into his little lair, to see how he was feeling after the whole thing. I did notice he seemed dissatisfied, so I just wanted to talk it out with him. He was already invisible and packing up. I did threaten to destroy the room, at which point he started running away. I cast Fairy Fire. He got up to the ladder. I punched him so good in the kidney. He's going to piss blood. And then he, I guess, sat or stood on the trap door so that I could not open it until he disappeared somehow.
That's unfortunate. I guess we won't be able to talk to this corpse anymore.
Unfortunately not.
No. But
That's
at
a
least
shame.
you didn't tell all the other orcs that we suck and we're sneaky little slimy assholes and to kill us. So
Oh, he knew that
There's
that
a
would end in his
positive.
death, I think.
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, I did find this scroll was on one of the fiend's bodies. I thought I should show it to. I thought we might want to check it for traps before we try to open it, though.
Interesting. What's it look like?
Trap?
It's a scroll case.
Just looks like a straight up scroll case?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, my method of checking for traps is just to like open stuff or hit it real hard, so maybe somebody else better do that.
I feel like I'm probably good at that. I'll try it. I don't know.
Good idea.
Well, actually, you know, perhaps we should have Misha take a look at it. He seems quite used to dealing with devices and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we gotta go get him. Where did he go?
He's having fun.
You take a look, and at this point, you don't even need to look out the door. You can literally see his body pop up over the wall every once in a while as they toss him higher and higher into the air. And he's having a fucking. And at one point, he stalls in the middle of the sky, and like you just hear like everything stop for a sec, like all the orcs just cease. And then it releases, and they just go. Aah! And like there's some crazy shit's going on over there.
You keep doing stuff like that, Sal, and I'm like, wait, did I freeze? Did I get kicked out of Discord again?
Well, I think maybe he's probably had enough celebrating. We could go interrupt his victory to make him look at some nerd shit. He'd probably love it.
He pukes.
Let's go. Let's go get him.
Oh.
You have fun with that. God, I am drained. I used a lot of spells chasing that old bastard.
You feeling all right?
I'm alright. I could still do a few things. I'm just a little tired.
Oh,
I need some ale and a party, I think. And I go over towards where Misha is.
Hell yeah.
So you're an extrovert, I see.
The bard?
As you guys begin to approach the reveling orcs, they quickly notice you, Bonebreaker Triss. And while they do not suddenly become serious and like rigid or anything, they do sort of bring Misha down, and then they sort of like, pat him on the back, and they all essentially look towards you, like still very excited, happy and whatnot, but they all look towards you expectantly as to, what they're, well, I mean, you can very clearly see it in their faces, what they're hoping to hear.
Still speak with them? Is that...
Yeah,
still do
yeah.
that?
It lasts like an hour. I don't have to like focus on it or anything. So just whenever you're ready.
Okay. We have proven our strength. Tonight we feast.
Tonight we feast. So says the Bonebreaker.
And then they go, and then they just fucking the biggest cheer of all, and they just fucking rush past all of you and just head all into the courtyard, leaving Misha just sort of in the middle of the field now, and just go and prepare and all these things.
Keep them occupied.
Speaking of being occupied, and I head out there with them.
Nice.
Why not?
So, Misha, we've had a bit of a problem. Our little our little magic friend has run off on us.
Sal, did I see... I know I saw him go into the crowd, but I didn't see him like necessarily react to Dash's involvement, did I? I don't remember.
You did not. No, you did not see his like. You did see him speaking with Triss, a bit like.
Yeah.
Once the challenge was sort of concluded, you did see him speaking with Triss a little bit, and then the next thing you saw was him leaving the crowd and heading into the courtyard alone. But you didn't really make out any of the conversation, though.
I saw him leave the to go head into the courtyard. What did he say to you before he left?
Well, that we might have completed this fight in not a traditional manner. He seemed pretty displeased. I told him basically to fuck off, and he didn't seem to like that, so...
Yeah, well, that was anticipated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're alive, though, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of foregone conclusion, don't you think?
Yeah, they were a lot shittier than I thought they'd be.
Hey now, it took so much effort to bring them down in a single swing.
It took you no effort. We know you.
Ah, you're so right.
Their necks were delicious.
Wait, did you get both?
I'm pleased that you're pleased.
I took a bite out of the other one too, just to compare.
We did not spoil the orc's appetite for
that one is Pepsi.
That is the Pepsi of necks.
My brain's 2 seconds to figure out what you meant.
I don't know. That was kind of a weird.
That was very good, Jamie. I really like that. That was good.
So anyway, what had happened was, yeah. Do you give me the full recap? I mean, literally all I've been doing is just partying.
What I know
Sure.
as yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is where we skip to the part where I start trying to figure out the scroll.
Yes.
Nerd
We did find this scroll case. I thought maybe you should take a look at it. I was concerned it might be trapped, and we wouldn't want the contents of it to be destroyed.
I mean, I can check for mechanical stuff, but magical trap, that's more your...
Why don't I get away from the excitement here? I can here, give it to me. I'll head down and check it out down there.
Yeah, I think we got our own little basement layer now.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, I'll
completed.
Yeah, let's head down there, and once there, unless something goes awry, I will start with detect magic and follow it up with identify.
Okay. As you conclude this this conversation and begin to start to make your way back to the keep itself, as you begin to approach the walls, you do see a figure appear from the threshold and step out into the field as you walk up. It's a familiar figure. It appears to be the half-orc William, who steps forward. You can see he's got a very nervous disposition about him. It's very difficult for him to make eye contact with any of you. And he says, forgive me, Bonebreaker. I would never seek to challenge you or your word or any of the Bone Council. I only have a favor to ask of you. And I understand that this is unusual. I just hope that you can understand. As you can probably tell, I don't think I belong here. I don't know how obvious that was, but the truth about my being a part of the White Tusk clan, I was taken after a raiding party against my hometown. I don't know how familiar you are with the province of Amil, but there is a town not far from here called Hillmount. And that's where I'm from. When the White Tusk came through, well, they destroyed a good portion of the town before they were driven out. And, well, I guess what I'm asking is, would you please let me go? I don't belong here. And I never thought I would have this opportunity. But I don't know, maybe I just thought that you all might be different.
Can you not leave on your own?
No, I am, I mean, I'll just call it what it is. I'm enslaved to the clan. Because of my orcish blood, they give me a bit more, well, they treat me less violently than they would have other captors. For that, I am still alive. I don't know if you've noticed, but there are none other but orcs here in the clan, and that's
for us
most.
Now.
Well, yes, that's mostly because once they take their prisoners, they whittle them down until they are nothing. They work them to death, or at least the previous Bonebreaker did. But because of my blood, they saw a bit more value in me. And while it has kept me alive, it has also, unfortunately, kept me in pain. It would be up to you to give me my freedom.
Now I've learned quite harshly that we don't understand the way that this clan works. They don't understand their customs. They tolerate us and extol us for now, but I don't know how long that will last. You're kind of our bridge. Is there any way we could give you a freedom of sorts? I mean, I can't. I don't know. I can't speak for my companions. I might be the bone breaker here, but I have no authority over them.
If you like my opinion,
he looks over to the rest of you.
Let me ask you this, William. Would you like to belong here? Or do you have some other community in mind?
I don't know. I guess
I think
in my head I mean, I never thought I would have the opportunity, so I guess I never even thought of where I would go. I mean,
I think
Hillmount,
that.
What happened to Hillmount?
it's okay.
Is Hillmount still there? Is it totally?
It is. The clan was driven out, but I mean, I no longer have a home in Hillmount.
Maybe not, but sounds like a nice place anyway. Good people. Used to be there anyway.
It would take some time for me to get back there if I did go. I'd probably have to make a few stops, but I don't even know if I would want to go back. I don't know if I would want to stay here either. I just, to be honest, I didn't think I would even get this far in this request.
It is a very brave thing what you're asking, and I want to apologize on behalf of all of us that we didn't recognize what was happening with you. I'm real sorry that we didn't see what this was.
It's not your job to see. It's all right.
Well, I surely can't imagine forcing somebody as kind and brave as you to stay in chains and to stay somewhere you feel so isolated and put upon. Of course,
He looks over to you, Gaxel, in anticipation to see what you were going to say.
I can't say that I fully understand the idea of love or friendship, but I think that if you have access to it, then everyone should be able to find a place where they feel safe. If this place can't be that for you, then I think that you should try to find some place that is. And if you'd like to stay here, I know that I will do everything in my power to make sure that you feel like you belong here.
He looks over to you, Misha.
Makes no difference to me, actually. If you want to leave, then well, and I sort of look like at everybody else. I say, what is the plan here at this point?
Well, I was hoping that
actually, yeah, William. I mean, it's the Steel Twister. What in terms of like clout or power? Does he have any more than any other member of the White Tusk, or does he just report to Bonebreaker just the same?
He's well respected within the clan, but all look to the Bonebreaker.
I think that our next steps will depend on if we have any further leads, perhaps what's in that case. If there's nothing of use there, then I'm not sure what our next step will be.
Why don't you go ahead?
No. Go ahead, Misha. You probably have something more important.
William, we have despite what I thought would be a day full of just celebrating our glory, instead we have been forced to conduct business. Could you just hold for a few moments? Actually, why don't you join us? You might be able to help us figure something out. But I'm sure that we will get back to your request. It's a fair one. I'm glad you brought it up.
All right. Thank you for even listening. If there's anything I can do to aid you, hopefully before I go, I would be I would be happy to help.
Sal, does the scroll case or anything have any identifying marks? Like, I'm not making any effort to hide it. If I hold it up, does William seem to recognize it at all?
He doesn't seem to recognize it. It is a pure black onyx scroll case.
Okay. Yeah. We were just heading down? Why don't you hang out with us for now?
All right.
Okay. And start to make my way.
Okay. Does everybody else follow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually going to call it there for the evening. No break or anything because we did get started a little later.
Yeah.
But I feel like this would be a good way to open up the next session to start really getting into the planning and to see whereabouts you're going to be going with this.
Yeah. The penultimate session of this 5-shot.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Good stuff, you guys. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you so much for putting up with our technical difficulties at the beginning. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to try to get down on what the fuck is going on to see if we can make it a really good experience for you. I want to make sure that we are able to hear everybody clearly, everything's synced up, and to have the music. And I had some other things planned because I thought I was finally going to be able to run the stream through my end this time, so I apologize for that, but thank you for sticking around for that. We really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this breakless episode of Cold Hearts. Showing a little
put it up there because I was asked. I don't know what it is. I found it in my fridge.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
Called Upper Hand Brewery.
I want to ask the
Hell
other
fucking yeah.
It's
Love that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Anyways, before
All
we...
right. Yes. So a quick little heads up for next week. We actually will be taking another little week in between our Cold Hearts episode. So episode 4 is not going to be next week, Wednesday. However, it's going to be the following one. I do not know the exact date off the top of my head, but we are going to be streaming a little bit of something in between, just some games and stuff like that while we do that. But we are going to be finishing up Cold Hearts. We're going to be moving on to episode 4 of Cold Hearts. Not next week, but the week following. So just look out for that. Hopefully we're going to have a couple other things going on. I'm going to try my best to hop on stream and just sort of hang out and do a couple things throughout next week when I can. Because everything seems to be going fine, with my mic and all my shit. So I'll try to do something so we can talk about stuff. I do really want to go live and see if you guys want to just chit chat about DMing, dungeon mastering, and the game in general. If you have other questions I can ask, we're just gonna hang out. I could always just shoot the shit with you guys and all that. But yeah, we got some really cool things coming around. So I want to thank you guys again for sticking around with us. The VOD for this video is going to be up by next Tuesday, so you'll be able to watch this back, and it won't include that whole first attempt at streaming and everything like that. So don't worry about that. It's just going to be a nice succinct. I think it was something around 2.5 hours or so of gameplay. So I hope you enjoy that. Hopefully it's easily digestible. But we will be seeing you very soon. We really appreciate all the love and support. And we will be seeing you next Wednesday, but we will be seeing you for next episode of Cold Hearts in the Wednesday beyond. Thank you very much, everybody. So Garrett, if you want to take us out.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hell yeah. Peace out, y'all.